Turns out, the same people as always, dropping the facts. It's not cross-gen. It just needed more time. Turns out, the same people as always, dropping the facts.
Cross-gen games, it's something that brings a lot of emotion out of people when we talk about them. We ended up getting more cross-gen games, and looks like we will in the future, at least for a little bit while longer, and even more so that we wanted on the PlayStation 5. Obviously, as someone who owns a PlayStation 5, I wanted as few cross-gen games as possible, and there was quite a bit of reason for that. Now, we have a little bit of a comparison going on. We're going to show cross-gen on Xbox versus cross-gen on PlayStation, and kind of see which one comes out on top, so this is the video you're not going to want to miss. Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Crapgamer, and this is obviously Crapgamer Reviews. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to check out one of my videos. It means a lot to me. While things are changing around here, one thing that hasn't changed, please leave us a like. I would very much appreciate it. Thanks for spending time with my silly YouTube channel. Now, on to the topic. Obviously, like I said before, we're going to see lots of cross-gen games. Forza Horizon 5 on Xbox. We're also seeing Halo Infinite on Xbox. Those are cross-gen games. Those are two big AAA cross-gen games, meaning that they're on an Xbox One from 2013 as well as a Xbox Series X from 2020. Now, with that being said, obviously, games that are going to be cross-gen obviously tend to be a little bit held back. That's simple fact from hearing developers themselves. And also, we tend to know that these things are held back from a gameplay perspective, not just a graphical perspective or something along those lines. We even saw the Outer Worlds developer from Obsidian talk about how they had to cut stuff because memory in an Xbox One wouldn't allow them to add it into the game. So we know that that's a fact. Then on the other hand, we can see Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok, two huge AAA PlayStation cross-gen games. Both of them going to work on a 2013 base PS4 as well as a 2020 PlayStation 5. So why is it then that a 9.3 teraflop PlayStation 5 has games that look better than a 12.1 teraflop Xbox Series X? Well, I think it comes down to a lot of different reasons. First of all, Microsoft is developing games that not only run on an Xbox One from 2013, an Xbox One S from 2016, an Xbox One X from 2017, an Xbox Series S from 2020, Xbox Series X from 2020, various cloud configurations, but also an enormous amount of PC configurations because there's no standard when it comes to PC. Yes, there is a cutoff date and there are specs and things like that, but there seriously is no way to kind of have an idea on what you're going to be getting when it comes to PC stuff. So it automatically mutes a lot of what you're going to get, and that's really an unfortunate, sad fact about this thing. That's one of the reasons why when it comes to the way that Sony does these things, I much prefer the way that they do them, because you have somebody port them years later and it doesn't interfere with what the console can actually do, or it doesn't kill what the console's capable of or take away any of the features. Like I've mentioned this multiple times, the PlayStation 5 has a magnificent solid-state drive that is way better than what's in 99.9% of PCs, and it's almost 100% better than what's in the Xbox Series X in terms of speed and things like that. So again, if you were to be making games for the PC at the same time as the PlayStation 5, then you would definitely be not taking full advantage of what the PlayStation 5 have to offer. This is a huge reason why I prefer and want them to do that. It's not as cut and clean as people suggesting, oh, well, you know what? I would think that, at the end of the day, a lot of people would want more people to play the games. And I just understand that, I think that it has nothing to do with that. I think that more or less, yes, when you do have a console, you should have a reason to get the console, but just kind of throwing that out the window, you still have to be able to take full advantage of the hardware. Otherwise, what's the point of buying that hardware? If everybody can play it with just some basic potato PC, then you're clearly not taking full advantage of the hardware itself. So I do hope that kind of changes before too long, and I would love to see exactly what they're able to accomplish with taking full advantage of the hardware, because we haven't really seen that yet. Right? Like, we're seeing some stuff, and you can see Horizon Forbidden West looks far better than, Forza Horizon 5, and it looks far better than Halo Infinite. And again, we're going to compare like the single player portion of Halo Infinite versus this. So I think that that's one of the key things to kind of look at here and say, oh, well, look, things kind of change fast, But at the end of the day, I think that Sony just does a very, very good job at, keeping people excited and keeping people on the platform. And, again, I think that that's really going to help console gaming go a long way in the future. And hopefully that continues to be a thing, man. I absolutely love console gaming. I hope that it's around for a very, very long time. And I hope that, we continue to see some really good stuff from it. Obviously, when it comes to what video game consoles are able to achieve, they're doing things that nobody thought they would be able to do. And I think we're finally at this particular point where we're seeing these console games just absolutely crush and just be so much further ahead of things even on PC. And I know people might laugh when I say that, right? They might go, oh, well, and think that that's funny. But you look no further than what was said from Microsoft's own people internally when it comes to being able to, look at the game like The Last of Us Part 2 versus anything else. Internally, Microsoft even stated that it's further ahead than anything being produced on PC or console. So yeah, we do have that to kind of look at as well. And, it's just one of those things that I think really kind of makes a lot of sense to continue seeing in the future. Now, I love the way that, Sony's been able to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 so far. I can't wait to see stuff like God of War Ragnarok. Do I wish that stuff wasn't cross-gen? Yeah, I 100% wish it wasn't cross-gen. I honestly wish that, that those games were full-on next generation. Unfortunately, they're not. But when we look at these games, they still look phenomenal for some reason. And I think the common denominator for these games looking phenomenal is the fact that, hey, these games right here, these games, they're only being made on PlayStation. Developers are only making them on PlayStation. Yes, they might get ported by some junky studio 3-4 years later, but, I feel like it's just one of those situations where we kind of look at these things and we kind of maybe look at a gift horse in the mouth and go, hey, maybe it's not the best thing ever. But for me personally, it's a clear-cut case, and I'm not saying Forza Horizon looks bad. I think Forza Horizon 5 looks good, but it's a racing game, It's not like it's a huge looker or anything like that. And then when we look at something like Halo Infinite, clearly, while I've said this a million times, that game looks better than it did. It still doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look like it should be something that that looks fantastic or anything like that. It doesn't look like a $500 million game. It certainly doesn't look like a game that's been in development for 6 years. And I feel like that's probably something that's that's pretty pertinent, So hopefully everybody understands where I'm coming from this. I definitely think PlayStation's doing cross-gen better. I'm not a fan of it either way, so it's really kind of just going, which turd sandwich do you like best? But I actually much prefer the way that Sony's doing it. Their games still look fantastic. On the Xbox side, not as much, but, there's obviously room for improvement. If you guys enjoy the content, maybe consider subscribing, leaving a like, all that kind of good stuff. I would very much appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crapgamer 'em up, and slap that like button. Crapgamer out.